Well, hi there, everybody. We got the Valor Fantasy Rulebook going on. Let's go over here. There we go. That's what we're playing today.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's going to be Decians versus Orcians. And over here, we got the Orcian force. They've already stepped off. They marched in. They're screaming. I hear the rebel yell going across the battlefield right now. And it's like we got some log riders out just already halfway across the table, followed up by some axemen.
Axemen.
I guess
pikemen.
we're axing for it. And then we got pikemen and more. What the heck is that back there? Swordsmen?
Here?
Yeah.
Bowman.
Oh, those are bowmen. Okay. Trying to figure out what I'm looking at there. And we got more bowmen here. Then we got some log riders come screaming across. And there's boar riders bringing up the rear with the gear. Need more of those.
I got them.
You do?
Yeah, I got two more units that I got to get painted.
All right, so you'll expand them out. Over here on this side, the Decians, which are the undead forces. We got some archers, some cav, more archers. Big block of swordsmen with some mummies.
Ooh.
Yeah. More pikemen and some spearmen. And a big block, several blocks of more bowmen just parking with the gear. And we're rattling along, getting ready for the battle. Okay, I'm going to grab 4 dice here. And there's the big drum roll. Let's see what happens here. I got three. I got 3 6s.
Yeah, I got 2 6s and a 5. And I got 1.
2.
Nope.
I got it. Okay. So I won the initiative, so I guess...
reveal orders?
Yeah, we'll reveal orders and go from there. Should be fairly simple what I'm doing.
Advancing?
Pretty much, except for some of these units, which are on fire orders. Because, heck, we can see something to shoot at. So, we might as well shoot. Alright, so, yeah. Interesting. What's the range between these guys? Are you in range of charge? 16? It looks like you're about 16. That's going to make me decide what I want to do. Ooh, they're just slightly out, aren't they? Yep, they are just out. Just by a hair. Let go. Yep. Alright, so I'll let you go first.
Let me go first, huh?
Yeah. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, here we go. It's the end of turn 1, and the Orcians come flying across the table. Their charge was just about half an inch short of reaching home here. So that's where they stopped, and lucky me, or else I would have been splattered. Bowfire did kill 1 there. And over here, his charge came across, almost reached over here, and Bowfire did nothing. Because he has to roll 1s and then followed up by 1s. And during the magic phase, I tried to cast a crevasse. I failed by 1 pip. Too bad I couldn't add to that. But this whole unit of log riders would have gone into the pit. They would have disappeared because they were on charge orders and they just went flying forward. And if I would have got that success, I would have been a happy camper. That would have really changed this game.
I'd have quit and went home.
Well, yeah. And your bowfire over here went into this unit, and we got some casualties. But most of the casualties came from your wizards right over here.
Yep.
That cast their spell and caused havoc on me. Chain lightning went into killed 3 here and killed 1 there. And then it
stopped at the mummies.
Yeah, the guard unit, they hit the guard unit and they just kind of looked at it like, okay, so what? They just grounded out on them. But that is it. We got initiative, right?
Yep.
4 dice.
Come on.
I have
Orkies need a new pair of shoes.
2.
1.
I got 2.
God dang it.
All right, let's we got to put our orders down. So there we go.
We already did our orders, didn't we?
I didn't do orders yet.
No.
So. All right, we'll be back. All right, here we go. It's the end of turn 2, and it's a big scrummy mess. All right, so the previous turn, the Wog Wolf Cavalry come charging up here and just made short of their charge, which allowed, since I had the initiative, I charged them in the flank and smashed them pretty hard, squished them a little bit, and pinned them, and didn't take any casualties in the process, and I think I killed, what, 2?
Yep,
2.
No, 4 total.
4 total? Yeah. And over here, these bowmen opened up on the Razorbacks over here, so there's some dead hogs there. These guys advanced up, eyeballing that charge, but during the fallback position right here, now it's like kind of a mess. It's like, can you charge? Because you're going to run into your own guys. It's a mess. Over here, the giant undead Cyclops charged aside and stopped the same thing that happened over here. Hit him in the flank, killed 1 or 2?
Yeah, 1 there.
1, and I did win the combat and pushed him back, which kind of slowed down your charge. Over here, we had a charge go slamming over here, just crunched and munched. You can see the casualties right there from these elite guard of boar riders, and just smashed that archer unit. But in the process, they did kill one boar.
And he's a guardsman.
Yeah, killed the guardsman. And overall, it's been kind of a scrummy mess. This is a big giant scrum right here. It's turned into a parking lot. So he who wins this initiative is going to decide how this ends up.
Whether I go home early or not.
Yeah.
4. All right, let's see what we get. Come on, baby. Oh, look at that. 3. No. Are you shitting me?
No.
Good. All right, well, I'm going to go first.
All right, you got it? You got the initiative?
Yep.
All right, let's reveal the orders, and we'll go from there.
All right.
All right, we're back. And so it begins. These are the days of our lives. Or lack of lives, I should say.
Yeah.
Okay, the poor cav right there, they got chewed up a bit, had to fall back, and since you have to fall back directly away from the enemy, and they have somebody directly behind them, they couldn't go the 2 inches because their buddies were parked right on the rear grill, and so they died. They had to be removed because they were destroyed. So that was a whole bunch of orc cav that just poof. And let me tell you, apothecaries in this game,
they're the bomb.
Yep, they are. They help out wonderfully. Especially heavy armor with apothecaries. Yeah. And over here, the orc charged into this unit here. You can see that the entire unit is still sitting there. Because...
The nest.
No, you hit... Remember, you hit me 15 times. Remember?
Yeah.
And I made all of my saves. And I had one guy that still had to make his regen save, and he regenerated. That was like, woo. But over here, this unit, well, they're just cannon fodder. They're getting slowly slaughtered by the elite guard Boar riders come smashing them again. You can see the casualties have mounted. I'm just going to pull those guys. They've been crushed too many times. And over here, he did a wonderful spell. He cast this spell over here that my unit that was sitting here picked it up and flipped it over to here and facing the opposite direction because he was going to do a charge with these guys. Well, that charge didn't happen because he ran into his cavalry, which was too close. So he couldn't get the charge off. And my guys go running off a different direction. And we had all these guys into the rear of this enemy cav over here. And, well, they had to fall back because they took some casualties and they had no place to go. Fall back was directly into that unit. Fall back over this direction is into their own unit. So they got taken out. And we made some technical errors with the bowmen back here. You meant to put them on advance orders, but...
Yeah. So they've only fired half a unit.
Yeah. Because they were shooting at these guys right here, which were masked by the trees. And, well, they could only do so much. And the thought was going through your head to maybe shoot over here into combat, but then you realize out of range. Which is why you were saying, dang, I meant to move him, and you forgot. And you used the fate chit with your general there, which you could have allowed your guys to move, but you used the fate to move my general, which in turn caused, well, problems. Now, the big cool thing was this unit of bowmen right here had the Razorbacks that were sitting there I rolled ungodly good, hit, I think, almost everything. And then you rolled ungodly bad and missed with about everything. You
had the whole unit.
It was like you rolled out of 15. I think you had 2 successes out of 15.
Now, I didn't have any successes.
Oh, that's right.
You wiped that whole thing out. I didn't have
any. That's right. Yeah, it was gone, toasted. Yep, that was a bad day for those guys. But overall, should we just call it?
I lost 3 units in that.
Yeah, that one turn.
In that one turn.
You lost 3 units, which was the cream of your army just got wiped out. You got 2 fresh units left here. But, yeah. That's kind of a bummer here. Because right now, this unit could charge into that unit. This unit of cav would charge into the pikemen, but that would be bad for me. But that would tie you up.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say the least. But these big blocks seem to be working fairly decently. And then this bowman unit here is kind of like sandwiched in themselves. They don't have no place to go at the moment. But I think we'll just call it there. I think as a time.
Sounds good.
Sound good. But what do you think?
Not as much flipping through the book this time. There was a couple of things that we had to look up just to make sure of ourselves. And I guess the biggest thing is with the Decians, how does the regenerate work? How do you take care of the casualties?
Yeah.
Are figures that don't make the regenerate roll, are they removed from the table, or do they stay out on the table and you get the regeneration roll every turn? That's one thing that's not clarified within the rules.
They say you get a regeneration roll.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say that if you fail a generation roll, they're removed from play. You know, it's like, because the little bit of subtext they put with it kind of implies that they just keep trying to come back. But
yep.
So it's ambiguous there. We're not sure.
So that's the only hiccup there. Point value, or the point system, seems to work fairly well.
Yeah.
I think the orc racial got the best of me this time, and that my cavalry got out there too far.
Yeah.
Too fast, and they didn't have the support of the infantry to take some of the heat off of them. So, and then when they got there, I just jammed myself up. Other than that, I mean, if we could get the rules fine-tuned, get some answers, or questions answered on a few things, that's a pretty decent set. We like it, but yet we have some hesitation, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's sums it up pretty decently. And in your case, I think if you would have put your cav on the far flanks to take at least one more turn to get to the front, because you were in combat before really your infantry got to step off, because this is the first turn they were able to do even get close to being in combat, and you've lost your cav.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of points for you that's been wrapped up in them that are now going.
Well, I was counting on that first turn of locking some of your units and blocking you up and making you have to maneuver while my infantry came up. But that missing by a quarter inch, that really hurt.
Yeah.
So,
which allowed me to counter charge
and then bring a lot of your units into bear. So
smashed and crunched.
But Berserkers, they held them up for those 3 turns. I mean, they held their own right up to when they got pushed back and couldn't go nowhere.
It's like, well, that was the thing. It's like it basically surrounded, and it was your own infantry that caused you the biggest problem there.
Yep. And that's why I was saying I jammed myself up.
Yeah. And over here, this was the big jam up. I caused this jam up myself because you went in over here against my weak units, those were my throwaway units.
Mm-hmm.
You got locked up into them, and I was able to wing a nice big unit of spearmen into the flank, and then a giant into your rear. That hurt.
Yep.
That was a big crunch.
That's what got them destroyed. Was they couldn't move. They're locked in combat.
Yeah.
They couldn't go nowhere.
All right, I think that's where we're going to leave it, and we'll be back again sometime with something else. All right, later.